Hi, welcome to J Talks. I'm Josna Cardoza, and today I'll be talking about neural network. A neural network is a machine learning model designed to recognize patterns by mimicking the way neurons in the brain process signals. That's correct. We are now getting into the biology world. Learning and mimicking why and how the humans make decisions the way they do. This is the most fundamental concept of deep learning. The neural network is inspired by the human brain, powered by math, and drives everything. How does the brain neuron works? It gets the signals, which is like an input, processes them, and decides whether to pass a signal forward. For example, let's say you are taking your hand towards the fire. The sensory neurons in your skin detects the heat and sends signal to the brain. Now your brain processes the information, and then the motor neurons send signal to your muscles to pull your hand away quickly so that you don't get burnt. So if you notice in this example, it's not only a single neuron that does everything. Each neuron is responsible for its own work, and they send signals to each other according to the situation, ensuring the higher goal is achieved. Similarly, in deep learning, here we call neurons as nodes. We can have one node or multiple nodes to process a single task. Each node takes inputs, applies the weights, adds a bias, and passes it through an activation function. Now let's understand what are these. Input we are already aware of. Here, each input will have its own weight to determine the importance of the input to the decision-making process. See, in brain, the decision-making process happens automatically. The priorities are set automatically. For instance, in the previous example, when your hand goes near the fire, the first activity is to pull your hand away, and the second activity could be to step away from the fire or switch off the flame. Now, these priorities are set automatically in the brain, but how does a machine does it? And that is where these weights come in picture. So according to the weights, each input will have its own priority. A neural network learns by adjusting these weights to reduce the error in predictions. This process is called backpropagation. So in addition to weights, there is also a bias. To understand the bias, we might need to go in deep, which I'll not be doing it now. But it is good to know that there is bias which helps in predicting output more accurately. The last component is activation function. This is where the decision-making process happens, where it determines if the node should send a signal to the next layer or not. Neural networks are the building blocks of deep learning. And what we talk today is just the basics. There are a lot of concepts to learn in neural network. Now, let's say you need to create a neural network to categorize the fruits into ripe and non-ripe based on two features. First one is color and second one is size. Tell me in the comment section, how many neurons would you use for this task? And which feature or which input should have more weightage in the decision-making process? I hope you found today's talk useful. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you soon in the next talk.